In this course, you will master los pronombres objetos. Pronombres objetos. Basically, this is like when the pronoun is receiving the action, okay? We have this direct translation from English to Spanish, okay? But just to give you an idea, when the pronoun is doing the action, is performing the action, you will use these pronouns, yo, tú, él, ella. But when it's receiving the action, it's going to be like this, me, te, lo, la. You will understand this. But if you think you know this, you can go to the sentence to start practicing. I would recommend you to stay here so that you will understand why you have to use them. For instance, I will give you an example here. When you have this, I love you, okay? So this is going to be yo, right? But in Spanish, we would say like I, you love. So you're going to say like yo te, and then amo, okay? So it's going to be yo te amo. Basically, think this way, the pronoun who is performing or doing the action, the first one, is going to be just the normal pronoun you already know, like yo, tú, él, ella. But when the pronoun is receiving the action, in this case, amar, this is the verb, is going to be te, okay? So let's say when the pronoun is after the verb, you will be using los pronombres objetos, okay? You have here like the normal pronoun, el pronombre, pronombre objeto, y el verbo. So you will say I, you love. That's the direct translation. Another example. Let's use he helps me. Okay. So first, this is the first one. It's going to be él. Then you go here. It's going to be like he, me helps. Okay. So you will say él me. Okay. And then you have to use this verb, but this is the person who is performing the action, so you have to conjugate using él. So él ayuda, right? So él me ayuda. And that's the technique, okay? So once you memorize this, like me, te, for him is going to be lo, for her is la, for us is going to be nos, y you plural is going to be los las, and them also los las. You can start with the sentences. Okay, let's start. So here we are going to practice the verb only if you want. You can go to the sentences. So this is a verb aere because es amar. Okay, es un verbo aere. In this case, you are going to say conocer. Okay, try to answer faster than me. Conocer. Es un verbo er. To see, como lo dices, es ver. Es un verbo er. To help es ayudar. Okay. Es un verbo aere. To invite is going to be invitar. Es un verbo aere. And to visit is going to be visitar. Okay, un verbo aere. Y to understand is going to be like entender. Es un verbo er también. So let's start with the sentences now. You already know the translation, the pronombres objetos directos. So let's start. Número uno. Okay, this is a question. So in Spanish, we don't say do. Okay, this is just English grammar. So you're going to say ah. Okay, so it's going to be tú, the normal pronoun you already know. Tú, then me, and then love, but you have to conjugate using tú, right? So, tú me amas. Okay. ¿Tú me amas? It's a question. ¿Tú me amas? Then, you already know this for sure because of movies or whatever. You would say sí. Same here. ¿Cómo lo dices? Yo te amo. Ok, yo te amo. Muy bien. By the way, this is optional. You could say just sí, te amo. Or same here, you could say me amas. Vamos con la oración número 3. We already studied this verb. It's going to be Laura, right? Laura, número 1. For some reason, many of my students forget this one. Maybe you are one of them. Laura nos. Okay. In this case, it's going to be conoce. Not to know is saber, right? But we use to know as saber when we talk about information. Okay. Información. Most of the time. Okay. But conoce is for people. Okay. Even though sometimes we could use conocer also for people. Okay. But you never saber una persona. Never. Okay. Oración número 4. ¿Cómo lo dices? Recuerda, our technique is we, and then So you will say, this is you all plural, so be careful. Nosotros, let's assume it's masculine this, a group of men, or maybe men and women. So nosotros los, okay, nosotros los vemos. Remember to conjugate using nosotros, okay. Nosotros los vemos. Muy bien. ¿Cómo dices I see you? I see you all, basically, because it's plural, right? So, oración número 5. You would say this. Yo, remember now this, yo te veo. Muy bien. Oración número 6. Yo, him is going to be lo veo. I promise you that after this course, you won't forget this one, okay? Although it takes time to make this like faster, quickly, okay? ¿Cómo dices la oración número 7? Sería ella me ayuda, okay? Then we will practice more difficult sentences. Vamos con la oración número 8. Él la ama. Muy bien. Vamos a continuar con la oración número 9. If you have any question, just let me know. ¿Cómo dices esto? It's going to be ellos nos, right? Ellos nos invitan. I want you to practice an exercise like try to think when you read ellos nos invitan. Try to think about the concept, okay? Because at some point when you know the words, the vocabulary, and the grammar, you won't be thinking in English. It's like me right now. I started to learn English a few years ago, and I'm not translating all the time on my head because I already know the vocabulary. Vocabulary is key. Oración número 10. It's going to be nosotros. Let's use this feminine this time, okay? Femenino. Feminine. Nosotros las. This is going to be las. Las visitamos. Ok, nosotros las visitamos. Vamos con la oración número 11. It's going to be ustedes me be careful here. Entienden. Okay. Ustedes me entienden. It's going to be you formal, so usted. Usted la conoce. Okay. We will keep practicing this grammar with a lot of sentences and examples using this grammar until you master this. So now, ustedes me entienden this explanation. Do you all understand this explanation? See you in the next lesson with this same grammar. And if you have any question, just let me know. And remember to study vocabulary every single day. Nos vemos.